Co-parenting is tough on a good day, right? But what happens when one parent uses guilt like a weapon? Well, it can feel absolutely impossible. In this explainer, we're not just talking about the problem, we're building you a strategic lifeline. This is your game plan to handle that emotional pressure, get your peace back, and most importantly, to shield your kids from all of it.
So first things first, let's get really clear on what we're talking about. This isn't just about someone having a bad day or getting overly emotional. Emotional blackmail is a very specific, repeating pattern of control. It's when someone intentionally uses fear, obligation, and guilt, which we're going to call FOG from now on, to get what they want. It's like a thick fog that makes it impossible to see the right path forward. So just take a second and ask yourself, does any of this sound familiar? Because just recognizing that pattern, just seeing it for what it is, that's the first and honestly, the most powerful step you can take to break free.
Okay, so let's pop the hood and see how this thing actually works. This isn't random chaos, believe it or not. It's a predictable loop, almost like a machine. And you know what the great news is? If something is predictable, it's also breakable. Here's how that machine runs, step by step. It all starts with a trigger. Maybe you set a perfectly reasonable boundary. That's immediately followed by intense pressure. Then comes the leverage, that FOG, that fear, obligation, and guilt we just talked about. If you hold your ground, you're hit with punishment. If you give in, you might get a moment of relief. But trust me, it doesn't last. Because then the machine just resets, and it's ready to go all over again, usually with an even bigger demand next time. It's a cycle designed to just wear you out.
So what does this actually sound like, in that late night text message or that tense phone call? Let's dive into the common tactics, the actual scripts they use to pull you right into that fog. Oof, here it is, the classic guilt bomb. This one is a direct hit on your identity as a loving parent. It's designed to make you feel instant shame, to make you second-guess yourself. And the goal is simple, get you to drop your boundary immediately just to stop feeling so guilty. And then there's this one, the fear tactic. It's so vague, but that's what makes it so powerful. It's meant to flood your brain with anxiety about what might happen, hoping you'll trade a healthy boundary for a quick temporary peace. It's a really bad deal, but man, it can be tempting in the moment.
Ah, yes, the obligation hook. This one is sneaky. It takes a simple logistics issue, like scheduling, and turns it into a moral courtroom where you are always on trial. Suddenly, it's not about what's best for the kids anymore. It's about proving you're not a bad parent by giving in.
And this one, well, this is the most damaging tactic of them all. We'll call it child leverage. This is when they use your child's love for you as a weapon against you. It puts your kid in a completely impossible situation, and it's designed to cause maximum pain to force you to comply. It's just devastating. Okay, we've spent enough time looking at the problem. Now, for the most important part, the solution. We are going to make a huge shift, moving away from constantly reacting to their drama and toward proactively creating structure. This, right here, is how you take your power back. And listen, if you only take one thing away from this whole explainer, please let it be this. You can't solve a control problem with more explaining. You just can't. You can't reason with a control tactic. The only way to win is to stop playing their game and start building a new one based on clear, predictable structure. So what's your new goal? It's not to win the argument. It's not to prove you're right. Your new goal is to become boring. Seriously, you want to be so predictable, so well-documented, and so emotionally non-reactive that their tactics just slide right off you. You become a stable, calm rock in their chaotic sea. All right, here's your new communication playbook. Most of us, and it's totally normal, we fall into the jade trap. We justify, we argue, we defend, and we explain. All that does is feed the fire. So instead, you're going to use a safe reply. Your replies will be short, accurate, flat in tone, and have a clear ending. And you know why this works? It starves them of the emotional reaction they're looking for. It just shuts the drama down. So what does a safe reply look like in the real world? Here's an example. I'm available to coordinate the exchange as scheduled at 5 p.m. If you want to change, propose a specific time and location by 2 p.m. I'll confirm if it works. See that? It's short, it's accurate with just the facts, the tone is totally flat, no emotion, and it has a clear ending with a deadline. It's professional, it's firm, and it is almost impossible to argue with.
Now, let's talk about the real reason all of this is so critical. Everything we've covered, every strategy, every tool, it all boils down to one thing: creating a powerful shield to protect your children from the emotional crossfire.
These 4 rules, when you say them calmly and repeat them often in your home, they become like an emotional firewall for your kids. Number 1, you can love both parents. 2, kids don't carry adult messages. 3, kids don't fix adult feelings. And 4, the truth is safe here. Together, these rules give your kids permission to just be kids, and they release them from a burden that was never theirs to carry in the first place.
And just like we practice a fire drill for physical safety, you can practice emotional safety drills. You can teach your kids these simple, powerful phrases. Giving them these words in their back pocket empowers them to set their own boundaries when they feel stuck in the middle. It's a real gift. So, after all of this, what's the one thing to hold on to? It's this mantra. Consistency beats intensity, and structure beats pressure. You don't have to match their intensity. You just have to be consistent. You don't have to fight back against their pressure. You just have to build a better structure. And that is how you escape the guilt trap for good and build a stable, peaceful life for yourself and for your children.